All right, so we're moving on to the inventory module in Goxee. Again, we want to welcome everybody. It seems we have 123 dealers online on the webinar. I see a lot of familiar names here, and we're going to go over how to add vehicles, how to look at the inventory manager, understand inventory health, publishing, marking vehicles as sold, archiving, as well as printing out different forms and so forth. So let's jump into it. The first thing we want to do is add a vehicle. Click on Add Vehicle in your dashboard. First thing you're going to do is drop a VIN number. Now, put in a VIN number here, we got to make sure it's 17 digits, right? Otherwise, if it's too short, it's not going to decode all the different options and the vehicle information, the body trim, and so forth. So let me just drop a VIN number in here. It's going to tell us that the VIN number is correct, and it's going to populate the section right here, as well as show us all the options, standard options, as well as additional options right here. So going back to here, we're going to have an option to display this VIN number on the website or not, because some dealers, some of you guys don't want to show your VIN number on the site, which is totally fine. We give you that option here. So just click on no. For this demo, we're going to select yes. Some states have laws where we have to add a stock number to each vehicle. In this case, let's say we don't have a stock number. So what we want to do is just leave this blank. It'll automatically populate the stock number with the last 6 digits of the VIN, right? So we'll go ahead and leave this blank. Miles, let's put in 35.5. This is a really important section here because it's going to talk about like the vehicle price and how we can show special prices and how long we can advertise them for and so forth. So let's just put in $89,500 on this Mercedes. We can also hide the price if we want, but for right now, we'll just leave it like this. Next is going to be the special price. Let's say we want to advertise this for $84,550, right? It's going to show that it's a little grayed out because we don't have it activated. So to activate it, just click here. You'll see that it's now active. Now, do we want to run this forever or until the car sells or for a limited amount of time, right? So let's say we have a holiday and we want to drop this down to $79.9, and we're going to say, okay, limited time. I want this to expire in a week, and we want to show it special stripe, and it's going to have a countdown timer on it. So it's going to draw a lot more attention on your homepage as well as the vehicle listing page for this car. So the next section is financing. For those dealers that offer financing, you guys always keep this on, of course, and this is going to run the default of whatever we have set up here in the dealership settings, right? So whatever default financing we have set up here is what's going to show and calculate for that specific vehicle. So let's say we're running a really big special on this particular vehicle. We can override the default by turning this on and saying, okay, let's do 25% down. Let's drive this monthly payment down, right? 1.99 for 84 months. Now, I don't know if you guys can pull off a 199 for 84 months on a 2013, but you know better than I do, right? So we got 852 a month with 19,975 down. Great. This is going to show on the vehicle in big numbers. Now, next is the status. For this vehicle, of course, it's available. We're putting it out right away, but sometimes you might come into a situation where you purchase a car from auction, right? And you want to send it to recon, so it's not ready yet. So, you might want to select unpublished or coming soon. Even if you don't have pictures, it'll show a default picture of a vehicle. So once you do get the images, just upload them. Of course, since we're just adding this vehicle, we're not going to mark it as sold, but you have the ability to come back at any time and just change this for any vehicle, right? So the feature option is going to give us the ability to advertise this on the homepage. So if I click here to visit the website, if I choose to feature this vehicle, it'll show it here right on the homepage. So in this case, we're going to choose feature, Craigslist auto poster. We're going to talk a lot more about Craigslist in about 20 minutes after I finish the inventory section. But this is going to say, okay, go ahead and send this vehicle to Craigslist, and we're going to advertise it on Craigslist later. If you have that disabled, that vehicle will not show in the Craigslist manager. So let's go ahead and keep this on. Now, the next section is the decoding. So we want to make sure everything is right. 2013 Mercedes SL63, AMG, convertible, 2 doors. It's going to fill in everything for you, right? Even the gas mileage. Now, sometimes, some of you guys don't want to show the gas mileage, high performing cars, big engines. So you can go ahead and click no. And I'll show you what that looks like on a vehicle. Let's open up this Aston Martin. This is the gas mileage here. By clicking no, this is going to hide from the vehicle listing. So let's go back to here. Now the colors are really important. These colors here in the beginning, you're going to notice that these are all vehicle specific colors that the manufacturer made for that year, right? So this is black, and we got diamond white metallic and iridium silver metallic. And then you get to here, everything from black all the way down to purple. These are kind of default colors, you know, so you might have a vehicle that's an older vehicle, like a 1979 SL 450, right? Where we're not 100% decoding that VIN and pulling the colors. So you can have the option of manually adding these colors, as well as on the interior color. So on this one, let's select, this is a, what is this? I think this is that right there. Yep. And with, it's going to be a tan interior. Cool. It's a used vehicle. The posting condition. So the posting condition here has really nothing to do with how it's advertised on your site. This is Craigslist specific. So, you know, Craigslist asks you what kind of condition the vehicle's in. So in this case, we're going to select like it's like new. Warranty, really important here, guys. For those of you offering any type of warranty, please, please, please make sure to put it in here. This is going to be distributed to all third parties as well as your website listing and so forth. So even if you're doing your 3000 or 66, let's go ahead and select that. In this case, we can do an extended warranty. We'll leave that there. Now, next is title status. So for those of you running Carfax, right, that's going to be in your dealership settings. If you have your Carfax information plugged in here, it's going to automatically pull a Carfax and populate the vehicle status, how many owners it's had, and it's going to attach the vehicle history report. Now, let's say you don't have Carfax, but you're running, like you're downloading, let's say you're downloading AutoCheck or InstaVin or VIN Audit. You can go ahead, select InstaVin, click on upload that report, and you're going to have a VHR associated with that car, even though it's not Carfax. So in this case, we'll just select Carfax and moving down to the options. Now, we've got a lot of options here, and please take the time to run through these and select whatever is on the vehicle, because you're going to see in a second here what the vehicle description is going to do. You guys are going to love this part. So I'll run in here and select, you know, let's say there's a couple options we have on here. This is also, of course, going to show on your listing page. And once we have this selected, let's say you don't want to show the additional manufacturer information, you can go ahead and hide it. It'll be hidden from your listing, but in this case, we want to show it. Now, the vehicle description. Nobody likes writing vehicle descriptions. They take time, and we usually pass it off to somebody else, right? So at the end of the day, we get a vehicle description that looks really, really boring. Something like this. Let's face it, no one's going to read this. This is computer generated, and you're just going to lose the reader at this point. So what we did, we created an algorithm that takes into consideration everything from the vehicle year, make, model, the condition, the vehicle status, how many owners it's had, as well as the options. That's why I said it's really important to select your options here. And each vehicle, by clicking generate description, you're able to generate a 100% unique human written description for that vehicle. So watch this. Generate description, bam, there it is. This is a clean title convertible, plus an optional extended warranty is available. It's been well cared for by the 2 previous owners and so forth. So let's say you don't like this description, just click on generate and it generates another one. You can do this as many times as you want. Now, what a lot of you guys are already doing, which is really, really good for a car like this, for example, let's say it's got additional options you really want to show off, right? So let's just take this, we'll throw it in here. And let's say we want to take this and we want to highlight it and maybe make it a little larger. So you can customize what this page is going to look like, because it's, you know, it's a big deal, right? You want to talk to the visitor as you would in person. So this gives you the ability to do that. So let's go ahead and point this out. This is really important. Bam, we'll take that. Great. Let's scroll down. Now, photos. Flex Photo is a software that we developed, and it's on by default. You can always change this by going to website settings, scrolling down to image settings and turning it off. But we really suggest you guys keep it on, because Flex Photo actually sharpens the vehicles, gives it a little more color, a little more contrast, so it makes the pictures look even better, right? Image resolution, we suggest you keep on 16:9. That's gonna enable you to have like a full screen image. A lot of the older dealership software still run off of 4:3, but this is amazing for, you know, iPads and phones and so forth. And you'll see what I mean when we actually publish this Mercedes. So let's go ahead and drop some photos in here. We can select them and just go ahead and drag them in here and put them over the upload button, and they're going to start uploading. They upload fast, but again, it's contingent on your connection, right? So let's give that a minute to upload. Now, so while that's uploading, I see the images here, right? I can click on it, it'll open it, I'll view it in full resolution, right? And I can click on the image itself to look at the next one, or anywhere else on the page, including this little X up here, to close it out. So we'll give that another second. There we go. Now, while this is uploading, I can also rearrange these pictures. So we suggest taking a picture of the exterior and then putting a picture of the interior. That kind of keeps the user, interested in the other images. As well, keep in mind that the first image you're showing here is going to be the default image. That's going to be your little, the image that's going to show on your website. Let's go view your site. It's going to show here. And as well, when you open it up, it'll be the first picture you see. So this is an example of a 4:3 image. And now you're going to see the difference once we upload the Mercedes of what a 16:9 looks like. It's a huge difference, right? So also keep in mind, every single vehicle that you upload with images, we automatically create a video with a voiceover as well as text on that video, and we publish it to YouTube on your behalf, and that's included in every single Goxee plan. But some dealers choose to make their own videos, so if you do that, you can go ahead and drop that URL link here, and it's going to show right in here on your vehicle page. Not only that, but vehicles that do have videos, which of course all of these do, you can just hover over the home page here, for example, this little button here, and it'll start playing that video. You can always click on view vehicle and it'll take you straight to it. So all these videos are included in every single Goxee plan. So this is a really good example what a 16:9 image looks like on a website. So let's go back to the Mercedes. One of the most important sections here is marketing. So the ones that are selected in blue are active, and this vehicle will feed directly to that marketing channel as soon as we hit publish, right? So for example, if you don't want it going to Oodle, just simply click on Oodle and it will turn a light gray. Now the vendors such as Cars.com or AutoTrader, Car Gurus, and the ones here, you're gonna need to actually register with them and have a user ID in order to be able to sync up so you can push to their feed, which is really simple. But in this case, it says unregistered. So what you need to do is, here it'll tell you unregistered vehicle, unregistered websites require verification in dealership settings. You go ahead and click on that. Scroll down and you just put in your dealer ID for AutoTrader and it's automatically going to update here. So what's really great about this is it gives you the ability, let's say you have a 25 vehicle plan on autotrader.com. You can choose exactly which 25 cars you put on AutoTrader or which 20 cars you put on cars.com that are, highest profit and most likely to sell. So you have full control of where your vehicles go, how your feeds are distributed, and so forth. And the last thing here are your expenses. So let's go ahead and add cost of vehicle. Let's say it was 55. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's say we had recon of $500 and we had transport of, I don't know, let's say 250, right? So it's going to show us we're making 24K on this vehicle. So your salespeople are going to be able to see that when they print out their inventory reports and so forth. So a couple options here. We can click on cancel, which we're definitely not going to do, save and publish later, or publish the vehicle. In this case, let's go ahead and publish. And it's going to take us back to the inventory manager. And there it is right here. So let's see what that looks like on our homepage. We can do that by clicking here, visit website. And there's the vehicle. So we see that it has 6 days left. There's a timer here. It's drawing some attention. You can also change the way this looks here in dealership settings, but that's coming up, I think in 2 modules. So you'll hear all about that in like 30 or 40 minutes. So let's open this up. And there's a vehicle. So this is a 16:9. It covers the page. It's mobile responsive. And here's your make, model, year, mileage, price, special price, monthly payment. So the user can get financed or request text us options, which is a really powerful phone system that actually converts leads like crazy. We'll talk about that. That's coming up after the inventory section. So for now, let's see what this looks like. Great. Highlight it. We got a larger text. It stands out. Love it. So let's go back into Inventory Manager and see what else we can do here. So let's take a look at these columns here. Since this is a demo site, all of these numbers are kind of randomly generated. So in this case, let's say it's been in inventory 29 days. Let me refresh this. This vehicle has 2 views already. It's available, and I can always change the status from available to sale pending right here, and then just click Save Changes here at the bottom, right? I don't have to go into the vehicle. That actually saves a lot of time, believe it or not. Now the price, I can also change the price. I can change the special. I can deactivate the special price and so forth. Deactivating it, of course, makes it gray. Now, On vehicles that you had a special price on that's no longer active, there's going to be a light gray. If you want to bring that back, just simply click a button, you're done. A couple options here, such as share, print, and delete. Delete is pretty self-explanatory. It deletes the vehicle. You cannot bring it back. It doesn't archive it. It's gone forever. So be careful with this. If we click on delete, it's going to ask us to confirm. Let's go ahead and click no. Next, let's try to share this vehicle. If we want to share it to like Backpage or Facebook, Twitter, or even YouTube, we can select the vehicle here. This is already selected, and we can click on HTML. It'll generate HTML. You can select your own theme. You can select, do you want CRM buttons or vehicle equipment? Simply copy to clipboard, copy and paste, and you're done with the HTML. Really, really easy, right? Another option, since we have photos uploaded, is you can download the photos. Download regular full-size photos with watermark, 2x2 photos, and so forth. So let's download 2x2 photos. And this is what they'll look like. So we'll put 4 images in one. It'll put your logo here. It'll put your phone number and even a test title. That's what we have it here now. You can even customize and change watermarks for different feed providers. You can have one watermark for AutoTrader, another watermark for Cars.com, which is really helpful. And I know a lot of you guys are using it and doing really well with it. So let's go back to Inventory Manager and see what we can do in the print section. This is really powerful here. Let's jump into print and watch this. Let's go ahead and print a window sticker. Everybody loves these window stickers. Check this out. One button, bam, there's your window sticker. It has everything you need, right? From your make, model, standard options, miles per gallon, vehicle price, monthly price, as well as this little QR code in here. Now, a lot of you will put this on your windows, or if the vehicle's outside at night, customers come looking at the vehicle, they can just scan that QR code. It'll take them straight to the car. So once they're on their mobile view, they can submit a finance app or request a test drive, make an offer, all of that. So it's kind of like full circle, and it helps a lot. You'll be surprised how many people do that. So another thing that's really cool on the print section is we can select multiple vehicles and print multiple window stickers. I'll click on print and scroll down. You're gonna see which ones have Carfax. Now, that was pretty easy, right? So let's go back to it, and we can do the same for buyer's guides. So let's click on print buyer's guides. There they are. Cool. So this section, this forms library is expanding, and there's gonna be a lot more forms coming soon. So let's jump back into Inventory Manager. And there's a couple other features I wanna show you here. So one is if you want to add multiple vehicles. Let's say you just got back from auction, you got 5 or 6 cars. Let's say you got 5 cars and you want to add them all at once instead of having to do one by one. So you'll take 5 VINs. Let me just grab 5 VINs, put them in here, 1 per line, and click publish. So it's going to decode each one of those VINs, right? If it doesn't know the style, it'll ask you what's the style. We'll select it and we'll click publish. All right, click on close. All of those are already in here. So now I can go into this 2011 Ram. All I need to do is put in the mileage, vehicle price, a couple options here, generate description, save changes, upload pictures, and I'm done. That was really fast. So you can upload 50 cars in like 15 minutes if you have all your info. So another thing you can do here on the Inventory Manager is print or download a spreadsheet of the inventory here. So let's see what that looks like. This will show you the vehicle, how long you've had an inventory, how many views, leads, posts, status, of course, price, and special. So we suggest printing these out every day, every sales. A lot of you guys are still carrying these papers, which is awesome. But again, for those of you who are using iPads or Android tablets, you might as well just log in and check out your Inventory Manager. Now let's jump into inventory health. This is really important, and a lot of you guys are spending a lot of time in here, which is great. There's a couple things that I really want to touch on here, which is the vehicle health score, as well as your leads and your views per lead. So leads are every single time somebody looks at a vehicle, counts as a view, right? So every time somebody submits a finance app or makes an offer or requests or texts you, and that goes through your phone system in your CRM, that counts as a lead. So that's gonna show up in here. Your posts are posts to Craigslist. Your VPD is views per day. So for example, if this vehicle's been up for 17 days and it's had 595 views, it's getting 35 views per day. So if this number, for example, if this number here is really, really high, this vehicle should be sold, right? Because it's getting a lot of action. So maybe the question is price or something else. Views per lead will tell you, okay, for every 100 views, I get 1 lead. So if I can get 1,000 views, that'll tell me I can get 10 leads. So moving on to leads per post, this will tell you how many leads you're getting per post to Craigslist. So if you advertise to Craigslist, 10 posts and you got 10 leads, you're getting 1 post per lead, which is probably pretty low, but that is the math on that. This is really cool here, the vehicle timeline, and yours will probably look a lot busier than this one here. This is just a demo site, but clicking on this, it'll show you when the vehicle's viewed, how many leads, how many posts, and so forth. So you can kind of get a general idea of the traction on that specific vehicle. Next thing I want to touch on is extremely important. It is the VHS, which is your vehicle health score. Now, anything that's orange or red needs attention. So if you go to your dashboard, it's going to show it right here. It's going to tell you, hey, this is really important. You got to do something about this. So for example, this 2010 Ford Explorer, if I click the I here, or it'll tell me it's missing mileage, price, title status, and owners. Or if it has less than 9 pictures, it'll tell you that as well. So our goal here is to really make sure that you know what's missing. Sometimes you'll add some cars, into inventory and forget you only have 3 pictures, or you didn't upload a vehicle history report, or so forth. So this will keep you focused on what's missing here. So this one's missing price, title status, and owners. And the closer these are to 100, of course, the happier the consumer is going to be when looking at this car because they got all the info, right? So on the inventory health, you can download the spreadsheet as well, and just kind of, if you're doing your own data and research, that's going to be a CSV file that you can open up in Excel. So moving on to unpublished. Unpublished are vehicles that are still in inventory. They're not published. If you have, depending on what plan you have, let's say you have a 100 vehicle plan and you have 100 vehicles in inventory, this does not count against your inventory at all. So unpublished vehicles, you can always bring them back to available or sale pending or coming soon. You can also move them into sold. You can also change whatever price or specials or things you want here, but it's not going to reflect on the site because it's not published yet. You can also print or download a spreadsheet. So by clicking print here, it's going to print out that sheet that is the exact same columns as we have here. You cannot share unpublished vehicles, but you can download the prints, and of course you can delete it. So moving on to sold. Sold vehicles are, of course, vehicles that you've sold. You can always click on the status and bring it back to available or sale pending. Vehicles that have been in sold for 30 days are going to be removed from sold and taken into the archive. I'll touch on that in a second. You can also print or download a spreadsheet of all of your sold vehicles. So let's go back in here, back to archive. We got a lot of questions coming in. This is really good, so we'll get those in a second. Archive vehicles are here forever, so they never go away, right? You can go back a year later, all of your sold vehicles are going to be in here. Now, let's say somebody, purchased a vehicle 2 months ago, brings them back, says, hey, I saw a vehicle you guys got. I love it. I want to trade mine in. No problem. You pull the vehicle back, archive vehicle, you can move it back to unpublished, update the price, publish it back, sell that car again. So that sums it up for our inventory module. Next, we're going to touch on the phone system, which is really exciting. I'm going to jump into a couple questions we have here. So let's open it up with Dominic from Canoga Park, California. Sometimes we bring multiple vehicles from auction. Can we add them all at once, or do we have to add it one by one? I just got on, so I might have missed it. Yeah, definitely. Dominic, that's really easy. In Inventory Manager, you're going to go in here, click on Add Multiple Vehicles, and just drop all the VINs in each one per line. Click on Publish, and it'll decode everything for you. I hope that answered that question. Alex from Sacramento, what happens to sold vehicles? Can we look at those a year from now? And yeah, absolutely, Alex. Sold vehicles over 30 days are all going to go into the archive, and they're going to be there forever. So as long as you have an active account with Goxee, they're going to be in there years and years and years from now. We have Leon from Atlanta says, can I print multiple window stickers? Absolutely. Inventory Manager, Leon, click on Print, select as many as you'd like, and just click Window Sticker and go ahead and print. Okay, so we got Tommy from Sherman Oaks says, so I have a car we just got into inventory. It's not ready, it needs repairs. Can I add it to my site without advertising it yet? Yes, absolutely. So if you add the vehicle, let's go ahead and open this up and just make sure that everything is unselected. Now, just so you know, if you're adding multiple vehicles, this is automatically going to be populated. So if you don't want it advertised right away, don't add the multiple vehicles. However, these usually go on 1 or 2 hour increments, so the chances of this getting published right away is really slim. But still, add them one by one and make sure all of these are unchecked, and they will be gray showing inactive. Hopefully that answers the question, Tommy. Michelle from Palm Desert says, you didn't mention the Craigslist Manager on the video. What's that? The Craigslist Manager. This is this is probably the most powerful Craigslist Manager online right now. We're going to talk about that in the upcoming module because there's a lot to cover here. So don't leave. We'll get to that in just a bit. Next, Wilfred from Austin, Texas. Can I cancel financing options for a car? Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back into that Mercedes we just published. Here it is, and let's view it here. So see where it says get financed. We're going to go ahead and turn this off completely. Save changes. Let's refresh this page. And notice that the get finance disappeared, and now it's showing us the next available, which is test drive. So that is pretty cool. Now, if we're not running a phone system or the CRM, that's going to go away too, and it'll be make an offer. So you're always going to have two buttons here next to this heart. And this heart little thing is really cool because a lot of customers will come on your site and they'll favorite this, and it'll save it up here so they can come back to it later and see what cars they love. Next, Matthew from Yuba City. Is it possible to not show inventory on the homepage, and can I choose which cars to show? Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. Again, go into the inventory, and you can go ahead and uncheck featured. You can also do it really fast in the inventory manager by unchecking these feature boxes here. Christopher, Santa Fe, New Mexico. How can we improve vehicle health scores? That's really easy. Let's go. Well, there's Advisor, which we're going to talk about later, but in dashboard, you can always on your dashboard just look in your lower right hand corner. You can refresh it here. You can take a look at, for example, what's missing. So you're missing mileage, missing owners. Let's update that right away. Let's say we got 25,000 miles and it is a 3 or 4 owner vehicle. If we save those changes, go back to the dashboard, you'll see that's no longer showing there. Alejandro from Midland, Texas. Great question. Do sold, archived, or unpublished vehicles go against the quota in my Goxee plan? No, they don't. So if you have a Goxee plan of 100 vehicles, those 100 vehicles are only the vehicles you have active and showing on your website in your inventory manager. Everything in unpublished, sold, or archived does not go against that. Lauren from Flagstaff, Arizona. Oh, it's hot over there right now. Hi, Lauren. How does it generate vehicle descriptions, and is it unique for every car? Yeah, absolutely. So we created an algorithm that we wrote thousands of sentences and connecting sentences and phrases and so forth to combine everything here. And as time goes, we see what you guys are using and how you're benefiting from it. Our algorithms are getting much stronger and stronger for the vehicle descriptions. So even though they are generated, it is still human writing, right? So it's not artificial intelligence, kind of like human intelligence with an algorithm. But these things are getting smarter by the day. So hope that answers your question, Lauren. Juan from San Bernardino says, can I show my sold cars in the inventory? Juan, excellent question. Yeah, absolutely. So you can select how long this vehicle shows up in your inventory on your homepage after it's sold. So it's going to have a sold banner here, right? But you can do that by going to dealership settings and here selecting sold vehicles, show in inventory for 7, 14, or 30 days. I hope that answers your question. That's it for the questions for the inventory module. We look forward to going over the phone module next.